I'm in the little village of Clunes, which is just outside of Lismore in New South Wales, and I'm quite excited because today I'm having a chat with Donna Sharam, the artist who designed the image that went on my book, Buddha's Bombs and the Babu. She's a wonderful friend of mine and an amazing artist. So come with me and we'll go for a drive and go meet her. Thanks.
Hello Kerry, how lovely to see you.
Hi Donna.
Come on in.
Great. I'm here with Donna Sharam, the artist who designed the image that went on my book, Buddha's Bombs and the Babu. It was a real thrill and an absolute privilege and honour to have Donna design this image. Thanks so much for joining me today, Donna, to chat about To See to Heaven.
Thank you for having me.
An amazing painting.
Thank you.
Only part of the painting is on the book, and so it's wonderful to actually see the painting in its full glory. Can you tell me a little bit about what inspired you?
I was actually working on a series of paintings called Cross-Pollination, which actually combined my love of trees with an artist that I also love, Yugoi Kusama, a Japanese artist.
Oh, wow.
And cross-pollination is actually the transfer of thoughts from one to another.
Right.
That's actually the sort of intentional theme behind it. And so when you asked me, and we chatted a little bit about what you would want for the front cover, and we talked about the Nepali native tree, the Bodhi tree, I just thought that lent itself so well to not only the transfer of your ideas from your travels, but as I read the manuscript, there were so many things that I could put into the painting and into the tree itself that came actually from the manuscript. So the fact that I was already working on that, and so I'd done a lot of research about it, and then the fact that you asked me, and they just sort of came together. And I think too, you know, as you read through the book and as I've spoken with you, and particularly about your love of Nepal, and you know, just when you look at what we've created together here, with all the symbols and ideas and meanings actually in the painting and in the tree, and coming out really of what you've written.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, there's a lot of memories in this tree, and I'm just going to point some of them out actually from Bodhanath, which was damaged in the earthquake they had last year, and they actually took down the spire and had to rebuild it. So at the time when you were commissioned to do this, that hadn't actually happened, and Bodha was a really important place for us in Nepal. It's also one of my all-time favourite places in Nepal.
Wow,
so every time I look at that, I'm taken back to Bodha. The prayer wheels, the Mani stones, Buddha's eyes. Wherever you go in Nepal, Buddha's eyes, and you captured those incredible blue, piercing eyes so well. And there, why there?
Well, really, it was the significance of Buddha being born at the bottom of the Bodhi tree. Yeah. And so, for me, I felt it was really necessary to have Buddha coming up and out of the, you know, growing out of the tree. Yeah.
One of the things I absolutely love about the painting, Donna, is all these bursts of colour. They just resonate. They just come out. How did you just get them to come out?
Yeah, well, firstly the technique. So one of the techniques that I use is sort of layer on layer on layer effect. And so it just sort of develops and builds as I go. However, one thing that I do is I use my canvas or artwork like a paint palette. So I mix my paints on the canvas at the same time as I'm painting. So a lot of people have their separate paint palette. I do a lot of it actually on the artwork. Therefore, as each sort of layer goes on, it creates these amazing effects.
Yeah.
And secondly, that particular technique just lent itself so well to something that you told me about and you explained to me, which was the Holi Festival. that's where the idea came from.
Wow. Because Holly was on when we were there, and I do remember mentioning to you about how, wouldn't it be great if we could encapture something about Holly, but it's a bit hard unless you just sort of throw the paint everywhere, which is what they do.
Well, interestingly, I did do some of that as well.
Wow.
So some of it was pretty much...
Well, To See to Heaven, to me, the name, To See to Heaven, where does it come from?
Oh dear, Bob. Sorry, we're going to have to stop that.
No. Hit the red button. I hadn't actually heard of To See to before, even though I've been to Nepal and was chasing all the Buddhist areas and stuff like that.
It's so fitting because as I was doing my research about Nepal, the Bodhi tree, Buddha, etc., I came across this place, To See to Heaven, and it's actually where the Buddha deities live.
Oh, wow.
So I thought it was very significant and very fitting and very suitable.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining me, Donna, in chatting about To See to Heaven, the image that was my cover for Buddha's Bombs and the Babu.
Thanks a lot, Donna.
And
thank you very much.